Markets buy updated on oil and commodities retreat, emerging market shares slide, euro declines on German politics, pound weakens on Brexit. JPMorgan's Nicholas Gartside says trade concerns aren't enough to force central banks to rethink their rate paths. It was a sea of red across global equities on Monday, with U.S. futures and European stocks tracking a slump in Asia at the start of a crunch week for global trade. Political risks dragged the euro and pound down, while treasuries climbed and dollar strength roiled emerging markets. Futures on the S. Earlier in Asia, benchmarks in Japan, China and South Korea had tumbled. Britain's pound declined in yet another big week for Brexit, and the euro came under pressure as tensions deepened in the German coalition. Miners were the biggest losers in Europe as metals slid, and West Texas oil fell below $74 a barrel after U.S. President Donald Trump called for increased production. Trade war jitters, political risk in Europe and divergence in monetary policy across the world remain some of the key themes investors are grappling with following the end of the first half. In China, weaker-than-expected manufacturing data for June added to concern that the country's growth is softening, while in Japan confidence among large manufacturers slipped during the second quarter. It's not a happy start to the second half, Ole Hansen, head of commodity strategy at Saxo Bank AS, said by email from Copenhagen. Trade war concerns, U.S. sanctions, Trump's rants and political problems in Europe, as well as worries about slowing emerging market growth are all playing their part. Emerging market stocks retreated, giving up almost half of Friday's gain, while developing nation currencies also fell. Mexico's peso reversed gains following the country's presidential elections. The yuan weakened, resuming its sharpest drop since China's August 2015 devaluation. Terminal users can read more in Bloomberg's Markets Live blog. These are key events coming up this week. U.S. manufacturing probably continued to expand at a robust pace in June, economists forecast ahead of Monday's release. The Reserve Bank of Australia has a policy decision Tuesday. The U.S. celebrates Independence Day on July 4th, Wednesday. Stock and bond markets are closed, along with government offices. Federal Reserve releases minutes of its June 12-13 meeting, when FOMC policymakers raised the benchmark rate a quarter point for the second time this year, and lifted their median forecast to 4 total increases in 2018. U.S. payrolls are due Friday. Also on Friday, the U.S. is scheduled to impose tariffs on $34 billion of Chinese goods. Beijing has said it will slap tariffs on an equal value on U.S. exports including agricultural and auto exports. Here are the main market moves. Stocks Europe 600 index fell 0.9% as of 8:33 a.m. New York timed the lowest in almost 12 weeks on the biggest fall in a week. Futures on the S. Currencies, Bloomberg dollar spot index increased 0.4%. The euro declined 0.4% to $1.1632. The British pound fell 0.7% to $1.3119. Bonds. The yield on 10-year treasuries decreased 3 basis points to 2.83%. Germany's 10-year yield dipped less than 1 basis point to 0.30%, the lowest in almost 5 weeks. Britain's 10-year yield declined 2 basis points to 1.278%. Commodities. The Bloomberg Commodity Index declined 0.6%, the largest fall in a week. West Texas Intermediate crude fell 0.5% to $73.78 a barrel, the first retreat in a week. LME copper declined 0.5% to $6,593 per metric ton, the lowest in about 7 months. Gold dipped 0.3% to $1,249.25 an ounce, with assistance by Kana Nishizawa, Semya Galauchko, and Adam Hay. Stocks slump on trade risk. Euro falls with pound. Markets rep July 2, 2018, 8:40 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Here's what Elon Musk wrote to Tesla. Employees after hitting Model 3 goal July 1, 2018, 6:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. BMW, Ford and Tesla brace for nightmare tariff whiplash July 2, 2018, 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Millions of Americans make a costly mistake when paying credit card bills July 2, 2018, 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Peso falls as AMLO wins spurs uncertainty over Mexico's economy July 2, 2018, 7:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time.